led us away from the island before the worst came. This shrine is our thanks to her, that none will forget that she watches over us all. Yes, there were others at first, but Azura's visions tested everyone's faith. One by one, they left, afraid to know their own future. But I refuse to abandon the shrine. The visions are a gift. Azura warns me of tragedy, war, death. Before it happens, I won't leave her guidance. Twilight, guide your path. We are children of the twilight, beings who are to be guided from the darkness into the light, and from the light into darkness.
The inn for a drink, of course. Where else could I even go in this god's-forsaken town?
And what? You think that'll solve all your problems?
Probably not, but it's worth a try. You ask me, not enough of Winterhold fell off into the sea. Nothing to do with... Got any ale or mead? Until next time.
Could you describe the smell?
Like some horrible monster was turned inside out and then exploded. What did you do?
It was a minor miscalculation. I've already corrected it for future experiments.
This is why people have a problem with your college, Minotaur.
I don't deal with any college applicants these days, so don't bother asking. My days at the college are long behind me, but I prefer to stay close by. Who sent you? Was it the college? The Jarl? We agreed there would be no more questions. Azura. Gods, it's all finally coming back to haunt me. What do you know about the gems? They are, except the gem is always consumed. They're frail, except for one. Azura's Star, a Daedric artifact that allows any number of souls to pass through it. Some of us wanted to find out how. I was working under Malin Varen then. If only we knew what he was really planning. Malin wanted to alter the star. He was dying, disease. He thought he could store his own soul inside, become immortal. It drove him mad. Students started dying. Eventually, the college exiled him. He took a few loyal disciples to Ilinalta's Deep and vanished. Look, I don't care who asked you to find the star, but don't take it back to Azura. The Daedra are evil. They're the reason Malin went insane. I mentioned how the star is a soul gem, only it never gets depleted. There's another rule the artifact follows. You can only store white souls in the star belonging to the lesser creatures. Azura's magic won't allow black souls to enter it. As a mortal, Malin's soul was black, so part of his work was breaking past Azura's rules. He was close before. Well, I already told you. Azura is no ordinary Daedra. She commands an entire realm inside of Oblivion. The more Malin worked on the star, the more she was able to damn him. It started slowly at first. Malin would see things that weren't there. Then he would yell at students over words they hadn't said. Then one day I walked in and Malin had killed a student, and in a horrific moment of inspiration, he started using her soul for his work. The college would agree with you, but do you have any idea how many innocent lives were cut short just so Azura could have revenge? We're nothing to the Daedra. Pawns to move around, praise and punish as they see fit. No. Gods no, not for years. I left Winterhold for some time and returned to stay here at the inn.
I understand Irid's been playing Hunt the Elf again.
I still have research that
Just
keeps
kill
me
me.
busy, and being here in Winterhold ensures I have access to former colleagues.
I don't want
speak to.
Or I told you what you wanted to know. What else could you want? Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
If you've business with the college, you're welcome to stay here. It's where most of our business comes from, in fact. I'm afraid there's not much to be said. Winterhold is hardly what it used to be. You can talk to Birna if you need to buy anything. She doesn't have much, but could certainly use the coin. And then there's our little inn. Most of the business we get is from folks here to visit the college, though even that's dried up some. Let's sate that appetite, huh? That's right. College of Winterhold, just north of town. Hard to miss. Mm-hmm.
The mages don't let us go into college. They said it's not safe in
I
there.
understand Courier's been complaining about our customers.
Asher says his pa says
What
the
of it?
college
It's
makes
our
lots
inn,
of bad
and they
things
cause him
happen.
no
But
harm.
the mages I've seen look nice.
Suggesting their presence causes him harm.
Well, then he's welcome to eat and drink at home, isn't he? Just say the word if you need a drink or something to eat. It's not much, but we get by. Very little money passes through Winterhold anymore. But if there's one thing you can count on, it's folks needing a drink now and then. You mean the inn or Winterhold? Suppose it's the same answer either way. Winterhold's fallen on hard times, to say the least. Most folk packed up and left years ago. A few of us are either too stubborn or too crazy to go, so we do our best to make a living. Yeah,
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead. Unless you're bringing me another round, you can just keep walking. All right, then.
You're like me, huh? Don't fancy those clunky two-handed weapons.
I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid.
Winterhold may not look impressive, but it has a very rich history.
Kraldar's family was once very powerful in Winterhold. It's my honor to assist him even now.
So, what's the latest exciting news about goings-on in Winterhold?
There is no news, I'm afraid.
None? Nothing at all? Nothing from the college, even?
I shall inform you the moment something noteworthy happens.
Yes, that'll be fine. Thank you. Winterhold was once the capital of Skyrim, you know. Quite an honor.
It's my honor to assist him even now.
I'm afraid the Winterhold you see before you is somewhat underwhelming. I can assure you, though, that it was quite something in its prime. An early capital of Skyrim, you know. Sadly, the Oblivion Crisis took its toll on Winterhold, in more ways than one. Then, the Great Collapse swallowed most of our beloved city. Just about 80 years ago, there was a terrible disaster. The cliffs overlooking the Sea of Ghosts collapsed, taking most of Winterhold with them. In the middle of it all, the college was practically untouched. Many of the survivors were suspicious. Some believed the mages were behind the whole thing, and others felt they could have at least prevented it. Archmage Aaron assures me that his people had nothing to do with it, and I believe him. But Winterhold never recovered. You may have noticed the college just to the north there. Very prestigious place. Mages from all over Tamriel traveled here to seek knowledge. After the Oblivion Crisis was over, many felt that magic users were to blame. Elves, to be specific. It created a great deal of tension. A good many dark elves were driven from the city, and people became uncomfortable with the presence of the college. Goodness, no. They're simply scholars. They mean no one harm. I've had several conversations with Archmage Aaron over the years. Oh, he's perfectly polite, if a bit guarded. Aye.
Kraldar's family was once very powerful in Winterhold. It's my honor to assist him even now. Will you be needing anything special today?
Why don't you see if Archmage Aaron is interested in joining me for a meal?
Again, are you sure? He still hasn't answered your last several requests.
Well, he's been very busy. Perhaps today he'll have some free time.
As you wish. Kraldar's family was once very powerful in Winterhold. Kraldar's family...
Oh. Gotta keep my eyes open. Damn dragons could swoop down at any time.
Cross the bridge at your own peril. The way is dangerous, and the gate will not open. You shall not gain entry. forgive me. Most who arrive here do so because they have heard of the college beforehand. This is the College of Winterhold, a safe haven for mages in Skyrim, a place of wisdom and arcane knowledge. I am here to assist those seeking the wisdom of the college. And if, in the process, my presence helps to deter those who might seek to do harm, so be it. The more important question is, why are you here? Perhaps, but what is it you expect to find within? Ah, the immortal plane. It is said to be the source of all magic. This is a noble goal, indeed. It would seem that the college has what you seek. The question now is, what can you offer the college? Not just anyone is allowed inside. Those wishing to enter must show some degree of skill with magic. A small test, if you will. No, I'm afraid I don't know anything of the sort. Excellent. The fear spell has saved the life of many an illusion mage. If you could cast it on the seal here on the ground, that would prove your skill. I look forward to it.
Unless you're bringing me another round, you can just keep walking. All right, then.
I understand Irid's been playing Hunt the Elf again.
It's just children playing, Haran. I wouldn't fret over it.
I'm not fretting. I don't want Irid playing those sorts of games.
All right, I'll speak to her.
I don't deal with any college applicants these days, so don't bother asking. My days at the college are long behind me, but I prefer to stay close by. Take a look.
Winterhold's glory days may lie behind it, but the college lives on. See you around. Much knowledge lies within the college's walls. The college is an asset to Skyrim, even if it goes unnoticed or unappreciated. No matter what, the college will endure. Mirabelle does a fine job as Master Wizard, I suppose. Still, there's always room for improvement. I can't wait to see who succeeds Mirabelle. I've no doubt she'll be promoted to Archmage at some point. Certainly a few of my colleagues aren't quite as... Savos Aran is wise beyond his years. If you can pass the test, then yes. Excellent. Yes, you were going to demonstrate your ability, were you not? See you around. I'm sure when the time for promotions comes, they'll go to the most deserving mage. Yes? No? Well, if you think you're capable of it, then I'd be happy to provide it to you for a mere 30 gold. Or you can try your luck with one of the court wizards around Skyrim. They also sell spells. What can I do for you? We are the only group left in Skyrim dedicated to the study of the arcane. There are others who study, to be sure, but they do so in private and often in secret. There's nothing more I can teach you. Until next time, the college is an asset to Skyrim, even if it goes unnoticed or unappreciated. Winterhold's glory days may lie behind it, but the college lives on. Until next time.
Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off limits.
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of Skyrim. You've come to the right place. I'd be happy to teach you.
Welcome, welcome. We were just beginning. Please, stay and listen. So, as I was saying...
The local Nords may not like us very much, but they don't seem to mind having access to enchanted weapons and armor.
It can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well.
Savos doesn't
we wouldn't
care
be here
for
if
politics.
we couldn't control magic.
He likes to believe the college is removed from the rest of Skyrim.
There's some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control. Mastery of magic. It takes years.
If he could, Savos would float the entire college above
What are we
Skyrim.
waiting for? Let's
for
get
all
started.
the Nords to see.
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of. Why not give us a chance to show you what we can do?
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do? Is that so?
See, she agrees with us too. Why don't you actually show us something?
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Would you mind helping me with the demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells? That's all right. I can teach you a very basic ward, one that's enough for the purposes of this lesson. Now, if you'll just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up.
New here too, eh? I'd hoped I wouldn't be the only Nord, but I should have known better. Magic is shunned by most. If it can't be swung over your head and used to crack skulls, most Nords want nothing to do with it. Magic is seen as something for elves and weaker races. No offense, of course. Not at all. I consider it a blessing. My family was convinced coming here was a death sentence, or worse. It took years of insisting that this is what I'm meant to do. Well, look at the evidence. Nords generally don't trust magic, so it's not off to a good start. Throw in the Oblivion Crisis, which was caused by magic users, and the troubles now with the Aldmeri Dominion, who are elves and magic users. And finally, take the fact that the college is the only thing left standing after most of Winterhold was destroyed. It's all fairly damning. Until next time.
You are new, yes? Have you mastered the expert-level distraction spells yet? Ah, this is good. But Jizargo will know them first. It is good to finally be around mages who may be able to keep up with Jizargo. Mages in Cyrodiil are all about politics. The Synod and the College of Whispers are too busy guarding secrets to bother to teach. Skyrim was not Jizargo's first choice, but Winterhold is removed from politics, dedicated to study. This is the place for Jizargo to become great. Mm-hmm.
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of Skyrim.
I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear? A mage is only as good as what he knows. I try to make sure as much knowledge is available as possible. We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and gone during that time, but it's mostly intact. Assorted books, scrolls. I'm sure you'll find something useful. Until next time. What do you think you're doing? Hey, hands off! Of course I do. If I didn't, most of these books would have been burned to ashes or dissolved to nothing before the Third Era. Mages need to be reminded to be careful around research materials. All right, then. Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this collection. It's going to stay pristine, understand?